Good afternoon or good morning. My name is Riley Price and I'm with RTech Solutions. We welcome you to this webinar today. And we're going to be talking about unleashing the potential of 5G failover. Follow our channel on LinkedIn and we do lots of these. So once or twice a month, we'll talk about a different product, service, or offering that we have. And we'd love to have you on board for future ones. So we'll get moving here. So again, my name is Riley Price. I'm a channel sales representative with RTech Solutions. I also have on the call today John Troy. He's a regional account manager from one of our major partners that we work with at RCN Technologies. RTech Solutions, we work through partnerships and selling our products and services. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as we move through today's presentation. So I'd like to start off real quick with a quick polling question for those who have joined. We just want to ask what industry you work in, and I'll give you about 10-15 seconds to go ahead and answer the polling question, and we'll take a look. All right, so our agenda today, we're going to talk a little bit about the partnership we have with RCN, and then we're going to talk about RTech Solutions and how we bundle our products as a service solution. We'll talk about our solutions. We'll go over a couple of success stories and use cases. And then, of course, I'll open it up at the very end for any questions that you might have. Anytime during this presentation, if you have a question, please enter it into the chat. I'll be able to see it, and we can get your questions answered right away if you know, something's, if I miss something or if there's something you're a little bit unsure of that we can get answered right away. All right, so RCN partnership as a service solutions. So like I said, RTech, we develop the products, we cross-carrier pull data, we provide installations, we provide site surveys, it's all one package as a service solution with the products that we sell. We work with companies like RCN to actually sell our products. So John here will, you know, he's working with our customers, and you know, as he uncovers opportunities, he'll provide those back to RTech Solutions, and we'll work collectively on putting a package or a deal together for that client that's going to satisfy their needs.
Yeah.
So John, if you want to chime in.
Yeah, absolutely. So being able to provide, you know, failover as a bundled solution has been a great lifeline for a lot of companies. So a lot of times, you know, we work with smaller companies and companies that don't have, you know, the you know, financial means to make a large, that multi-$1,000 purchase to ensure they have, you know, proper internet backup. So being able to offer a bundled solution has just been a tremendous lifeline to a lot of companies out there who could just pay it like they do with their phone bill. They just pay a monthly charge with this. It includes all the equipment, all the monitoring, all the data, everything all bundled. There's not, you know, 4 separate bills they have to deal with every month. So it's a very simple, very elegant solution for your backup internet.
Great. Thank you, John. Mm-hmm. And we'll move forward. So like as John was saying, you know, with this OpEx pricing model that RTech Solutions uses, we're bundling together the hardware, the data. We have fully integrated support with our data. We cross-carrier pull our data, so we carry the major carriers and can provide the best connectivity for where your client is or where that business is. We also, because we utilize Cradlepoint as our primary piece of hardware, we can put 2 different SIMs within the Cradlepoint, so you get a failover to your failover. We can put one carrier in one port and the second carrier in the other, so if there's a network outage, we're still able to maintain connectivity for your business. John, you want to talk a little bit about 5G versus LTE?
Certainly. So LTE has been the standard for wireless internet for many years now. We've just started coming into 5G as a really viable opportunity or a viable solution for internet connectivity. LTE has been just fantastic as far as in the failover sense. It provides a robust, stable internet connection for your backup internet. When your main internet goes down, you fail over into a 4G situation, and it's has been great. It's been a wonderful thing. The limitations there have been capacity and speed. And so what happens is when you get into a failover situation, depending on the size of your company and the number of devices you have attached to the actual network, you could have situations where you needed to throttle, you needed to turn off certain services, you needed to really kind of minimize your data usage when you go into a failover situation. 5G doesn't have quite the same limitations. Obviously, if you're really pushing a lot of heavy usage devices, you might need to do a little bit of throttling. But for the most part, 5G provides a really robust backup internet solution. It's got about 5 or 6 times the capacity of 4G. It's got speeds they're really equivalent to a broadband connection. It's the next generation of wireless connectivity, and it's fantastic. Some things to be concerned about. 5G is not available in all areas. We've got 5G available in about 65% of the country at this point. So if you don't have 5G available in your area, LTE is still your best option. Still a great option. But moving towards 5G, you're future-proofing yourself. You're getting a better connection. You're getting multiple bands to work with within the spectrum. When you work with 5G, you've got all the LTE spectrum to work with as well.
Great. Thank you very much, John. That was a great explanation for that. Alrighty, I'm going to bring up our next polling question here. What interests you about RTech failover the most? Bundling. So OpEx pricing, seeing that come up. And we'll move on, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in our solution. So like I said, we utilize Cradlepoint. They're an industry leader in manufacturing connectivity devices for 4G and LTE. Our failover bundle, we do provision these in-house in Knoxville, Tennessee. And it includes, when it goes out the door, it's everything you need to hook up a failover solution to your business. It's plug and play, it's ready to go. Like John was saying, there's LTE or 5G modems that can be utilized. And it's automatic. When this unit detects that your primary internet goes down, it's an instantaneous connection to the LTE 5G network. So your business is not losing money. They're staying connected. Everything attached to that business keeps functioning. During this downtime with your primary internet provider, because it's bundled with data, the hardware, everything. The billing is simplified. It's not CapEx pricing; it's OpEx. Through the course of the agreement that you enter with RTech Solutions, all that is bundled together in one low price without having those upfront costs. Mm-hmm. Anything to add, John?
No, I can't overstate or understate the convenience of having a bundled solution. I mean, it really is just from the billing aspect. Honestly, you're not having to pay your credit card bill to pay for the machine. You're not having to pay the carrier bill for this. It's one unified expense that it comes to you in a monthly bill. It's just a great solution.
Great, thanks, John. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to talk about one of our customers real quick. There's a local business in Tennessee called CJ's Closet, and they retail fashion and clothing. They use a app-based point-of-sale system, and they need to stay connected, obviously, during their business times. So we provided failover to them. So when their primary goes down, again, we have that instantaneous connection to the LTE 5G network. So they don't miss sales. They're not missing inventory orders. They're not building up lines within the store. They're able to keep functioning as usual without any hiccups to their business. Not only CJ's Closet, but across the United States. We've deployed these solutions, and it just works. And the Cradlepoint product that we utilize and provision, it works extremely well with our solution. So we shall move on to the next slide. All right, John, would you like to cover this?
Yeah, absolutely. So failover for branch locations. So why this is so vitally important? I've come in from a couple different industries and over my years of careers, have worked in situations where there are not great backup internet solutions implemented in our business, and in every case it causes disruption, it causes loss in revenue, it causes downtime, it causes a headache for IT people. There's almost no excuse for it these days to not have your internet, having a second circuit for your backup internet. It's vitally important for companies that, especially to run POS systems. If you are in a restaurant and your internet goes down, you're out of business until that internet comes back up. You're not running credit cards, you're not taking orders, you're not doing inventory management, none of that. And so, I had spent many years in the restaurant business and had that experience many, many, many times. And so, looking back 10, 15 years ago when I was doing this and knowing that, we could have had a solution like this would have saved our bacon on many, many, many occasions. And so it's just vitally important that we have backup internet for our systems.
Well, thank you, John. Yeah, and as he mentioned, restaurants, you can imagine on a busy Friday night, if your primary internet goes down and you don't have anything to fail over to, the revenue that could be lost during that downtime is huge. It could make or break, a month for that business or restaurant. So thanks again, John.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right, so like I said at the beginning, RCN is a partner of RTech. We're always looking to add new partners to work with us. We're very easy to work with, and I can help get that set up. There's other things that we offer, as partnering with RTech solutions. So these are other things that RCN can offer as well. You may or may not know that back in August of 2022, they moonlighted POTS line replacement. So the copper wires that are running from your telco rooms underground or going on telephone poles, it's becoming extremely expensive to service those. So we offer a POTS line replacement. It's a box that installs in the telco room, and it basically takes whatever you have hooked up in your telco room and puts it over the LTE 5G network. And there's a dramatic cost savings for the subscription per line based on what the phone companies are charging today to keep those older copper lines up and running. We talked about 5G and LTE data plans. We cross-carrier pool our data. We provide data from all the major carriers, so it's going to work where you need it to. Out-of-band management we've talked about. Another thing that's really big this year as elections are coming up is we manufacture and assemble a pop-up network kit. It's basically a ruggedized box that election centers are deploying within those centers, and it provides the connectivity they need to keep their polling stations up and running during these elections. Those can also be deployed on mobile learning school buses, to construction sites, construction trailers. There's just a whole host of things that can be done with our pop-up network kits. And then, we also just offer internet plans for businesses. Let's say you want to get rid of that fiber coming into your business and you're looking for a solution that's going to make you completely wireless. We have solutions there as well. And that's something that John can talk to you about and offer through RCN.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, so resources, there's free things. If you go to www.getrtech.com /webinar, You can download the presentation that we have today, as well as look through other resources. There's a partner link on there. If you're interested in becoming a partner of RTech Solutions, you can fill that out, and we'll receive your information. And most likely, it'll be myself contacting you back. So I'll open it up at this point for any questions that anybody has. Anything about failover or some of the other things I briefly mentioned, like POTS kit replacements or pop-up network kits? Or John, what's a common question that you get? Can you think of any offhand?
For failover, typically cost is the biggest one. That's why the bundle solution is such an easy, honestly, it's an easy sell for us, because it's, like I said, it's like a phone bill. But typically the questions that people are asking is, what is the connection like? Is it similar to the way my broadband connection works, my fiber connection works? In a lot of cases it is. A lot of cases it's not. So you've got to really take a look at what's going to be most important in a failover situation. So once you get into failover, what are the systems that are most important to you? If you can run on a minimum of services, LTE backup is just fine. If you really need to have your VoIP, your high draw, high data devices running like they do, 5G is the way to go. Especially with VoIP, latency is a big thing with making sure that connection is good and doesn't crackle and doesn't get that awful staticky voice sound. So 5G in that sense is the way to go with VoIP.
And there was a question that came across, John. What are the main benefits of failover could offer to a school district? I'm sure you've talked to some school districts out there as you've worked with RCN.
Right. I would say with school districts, I'm working commercial side. I don't work in PubSec, but I do have some familiarity with it. Any systems that schools have that run on their either through a hardwired situation or on their Wi-Fi. I think of door locks. I think of alarms. I think of anti-vape devices in their bathrooms, anti-bullying devices, anything that requires connection to the internet that's really vital to the operation of that school and the safety of the kids. You can't afford to have that go down. And so I think backup internet for a school situation is absolutely vital, and I'm actually surprised that it's not required. So I think that's something that's a pretty easy sell for us with going into schools.
Great, thanks, John. We had another question come through. What's your favorite feature of the failover kit? I can give you a couple real quick answers on that. The first, as I mentioned before, it's instantaneous. It's a plug and play, and you kind of forget about it. And it just kicks on when your primary internet fails and you've got your backup up and running. A second thing I like is the cost of it. Because it's OpEx pricing, our solutions with failover start at about $50 a month. And then there's a host of different cradle points that we can utilize for those solutions, depending on how robust of a solution you need. So those are great questions. And one last polling question for you. We want to get some feedback and ask you how we did today. So if you could just let us know, that would be fantastic. And with that, I'll conclude our webinar today. Again, thank you for joining. Thank you, John, for the partnership and joining with me today. Thank you, Riley. Great working together. And if you're interested in becoming a partner, please visit our website and fill out the application and send it in. I'd be glad to talk to you soon. So with that, I'll conclude our call, and everybody have a great day.
Great. Thanks, everybody.